are being held in the Franklin County Jail.
Years ago, the suburbs were considered a place of stability for middle-class families. But since 2007, at least 3.5 million people who live in the suburbs have fallen below the poverty line. NBC's Lester Holt looks at the growing emotional and financial toll in America's suburbs.
Can you use Rice Krispies?
Yes.
Going to a food pantry was not something Diane Windemiller ever thought she would have to do.
I put my hair in a ponytail and I wore sunglasses.
Like you were doing something illicit.
Right. It just felt so that uncomfortable.
A year ago, Diane and her husband John had a combined income of $120,000. But then Diane lost her executive job, and John's salary covered only half the family's expenses. For 10 months, Diane tried to find a job. Then her unemployment insurance ran out.
It feels like a black hole that we're going into and something that we can't climb out of again.
As their financial security took a hit, so did John and Diane's marriage.
Just a couple of nights ago, we were at each other's throats about things, and I think I said, "There's the door."
Joyce Welch's family was in immediate trouble when her husband Lincoln was laid off from his well-paying engineering job. They had no savings because one of their children required expensive medical care. The last thing Joyce wanted to do was ask for help, but she had to.
So what ideally would be enough?
If we had enough to pay half of the rent.
I'm so sorry.
I just remember sitting there going, I cannot believe I'm having to do this. This sucks.
Joyce signed her family up for Medicaid, food stamps, and rent assistance. Then they were told they'd have to move.
There was a moment where I went, my love for life, my ability to continue moving forward is gone.
Do you ever fear that this is life as, you're going to know it?
I do fear that. And I think that strengthens my resolve.
Will the Welches and Windemillers be able to rebuild their lives? Lester Holt, Dateline, NBC.
And Central Ohio suburbs are not immune to this problem. There are many families who are struggling but don't know where to turn for help, especially when it comes to putting food on the table. NBC4 is here for you with a great tool from the Mid-Ohio Food Bank. You can go to NBC4i.com, search local pantries, and you can find a food pantry right in your own neighborhood.
Next.